episode of Makeup Rules is brought to you by Science. Hey guys, so today we're gonna be doing another I swear I'm like stroking out all over the place. But today we're doing another episode of Makeup Rules, and if you're new here, what Makeup Rules basically is we talk about things and stuff in the makeup community, trends, things like that, and kind of go over what they are, if it's like a trend or something or a technique, who it will be good for, who it might not be so good for, and yeah. I've been trying to fix the straps on this all day and so far it's not working. Anywho, today we're going to talk about oxidizing versus drying down. And because of the Fenty launch, this is actually kind of a big thing now. I'm sure you guys have heard of oxidizing in just kind of different bloggers talking about it, different makeup communities, things like that. But dry down seems to be the new like buzzword lately, if you want to call it that. And I kind of want to talk about what the difference is, and things like that. And I have notes. I planned this out. So basically, what oxidizing is, or oxidation, scientifically it just literally means that something's losing an electron. So for something to oxidize, the oxidation state has to rise, which means that it's going to have more of a negative charge, and the opposite of that would be a reduction, which would mean that it would gain an electron. I think I did that backwards. Hold on. I don't feel like I said that backwards. And this is why I have notes. So oxidation is when you lose an electron. Didn't I say that way? Whatever. Oxidation is when you lose an electron. Reduction is when you gain one. So you're going to have a negative charge in a reduction and a positive charge in oxidation. Why should you care? Bear with me. So a good... when they both happen at the same time, that's called a redox reaction. And if you've ever seen a pipe rust or anything like that, that is literally an example of a redox reaction, where both reduction and oxidation happen at the same time, and that's where you get that like reddish orange tinge. My theory is that your makeup kind of does a version of rusting. Don't quote me on that because I don't actually have a study to back me up, but doing my research, that's kind of what I feel like is a good explanation for it, sort of. So in the makeup community, it is known more for you put your makeup on, it matches, and then a couple hours later you look like orange, or it gets darker. That would be oxidizing in the makeup kind of world. And the reason why I brought that up is because makeup is basically chemistry. Like if you look at the ingredients list, if you can tell me everything on there and what exactly it is, you've obviously been doing research, but most people can't, you know? So I feel like I have my notes backwards. Whatever. So what exactly causes oxidation kind of varies. There are like 8 million different kind of factors that could be. If it's too humid outside, if your skin has too much sebum, what type of moisturizer you're using, it just feels like it, you know. So there's no real answer how to stop oxidation of your foundation other than just trying different things, different combinations, and seeing what works together to give you less of that. Now, on the flip side of this, dry down is literally when when your foundation just dries. So basically, I guess a good example would be if you paint a wall and it dries. It's gonna dry a little bit darker. Same thing if you paint your nails, they get a little bit darker. That's just the water content of that product leaving, basically. I mean, if you look at most products, as far as liquid products in makeup, a lot of them, the first ingredient is going to be water, or at least one of the top ingredients is going to be water. So that's literally what causes the dry down part. Now, what's got the beauty community all up in arms and like freaking out is because I feel like everyone's using the two, kind of, they're flipping them interchangeably, not realizing that they're not exactly the same thing. Oxidation is literally, you put your foundation on, go out the door. Hour 1 it's fine, hour 2 it's a little bit darker, hour 3 it's a little bit darker, hour 4 it's a little bit darker, and then by like the end of the day it just doesn't match. That is more oxidizing. Drying down means after the first, I would say max 5 minutes, the color is what it is and it just stays like that. Now, you can have a foundation that dries down that also oxidizes later. That is definitely a thing that is possible and happens, you know, so I just want you guys to kind of keep that in mind while you're listening to all these reviews and stuff, because I know the beauty community loves their buzzwords. It's true. So I guess my question to you guys is, what do you think? You know, have you experienced a product that oxidizes as opposed to dries down? Have you experienced a product that dries down and doesn't oxidize so much? Let me know if you did have something that oxidizes. How'd you fix it? Like, what kind of combination did you use, you know? It's like I said, there's a lot that goes into makeup, and ingredients and stuff are actually very, very important when it comes to that. So I would like you guys to let me know in the comments down below. And I'll also have a blog post that has kind of a little bit more of a longer version of what we just talked about. Into more detail and stuff like that. I'll have that linked somewhere down there. Let me know what you guys want to see in there. But if you guys want to watch another video that you might like, I have one down there. I think it's this side. Down there. If you want to see my last video, it's up here. And